How would you like to replace your doubt with determination? Doesn't that sound great? Never have doubt anymore and live a life with determination. Hey there, I'm Diane Forrester, and welcome to this special edition of I Have Today in our 6-part series called Change Your Language, Change Your Life. And this is the third episode. We started out with replacing your worry with wonder and then your fear with faith. And now it's time to get rid of the doubt. So if you don't know who I am, I'm the founder of I Have Today and the host of this show, as well as a podcast by the same name, I Have Today with Diane Forrester. And if you'd like, please subscribe, rate, and review. If you're watching this on YouTube, please find the subscribe button and click the bell so you get notified about new episodes. And if you're on the podcast, please rate, review, and subscribe. It would mean the world to me. So, I am also an intentional living expert and a reinvention specialist, and I focus on mindset and manifestation, and I really help people to live life the I Have Today way, which is intentionally with passion and purpose, and allow you to get rid of those limiting beliefs and those mental blocks that are in your way. And in part of my work and years of doing everything that I've done, what I discovered was a key missing ingredient in the whole law of attraction and manifestation process. What I discovered was people weren't attracting into their lives the stuff that they wanted as quickly as they could because they were missing the piece about language. Our words are so incredibly powerful. So that's why I wanted to create this series. And when you take these top 6 words that I'm featuring in this series out of your life and replace them with the more powerful ones, magic starts to happen in your life. So, are you ready? Here we go. All right, so the first thing I want to share with you is where replacing my doubt with determination came into my life. And in case you don't know anything about me, you can go to my website at dianeforrester.com and read my story, my background, and find out how I reinvented my life to be doing this right now. But one of the things that I experienced in my life was the desire to have children. Really wanted to have children and was having trouble conceiving. There were infertility issues. I was in and out of procedures, and my doctor told me one day, "I'm really sorry, Diane, but there's nothing we can do." He said, "I tried everything." I was literally just coming out of anesthesia in the recovery room when he was telling me this. And as he was telling me this, that he did everything he could, and he literally had tears in his eyes, and he said, "I'm really, really sorry." And I just looked at him, and I was so determined, and I said, "That's just not an option. I will have children." And I share this story with people, and I hope that if you're listening to this or watching this and you weren't able to have children, I don't mean to say this in a way that you did anything wrong or there's something wrong with you. It's not at all. This is just my journey and what happened for me. But I share this story because what I want people to really understand is that anything that has happened up until this moment is already in the past. So when someone is telling you something, like my doctor telling me that he did everything he could, which I totally believe he did, and that there's no way that I would be able to have children, what he was telling me was based on his history, his research, and past experiences. What he didn't account for in that moment was my will and my determination. Nothing was going to stop me from having children. I was not going to let doubt anywhere in the vicinity because it meant so much to me. So I share that with you because I was determined. That's what I wanted more than anything else in this world, and I wasn't going to let anybody tell me anything differently. So that's the point I want to emphasize with you right now. Don't let anybody tell you what you can and can't do. Don't let anybody allow doubt to come into your life. Live with determination. And so because I lived that way and I was so determined, and there were so many things going on in my life at that time, and it took a lot of effort for it to happen, but I didn't let anything distract me. My twins, boy-girl twins, were born 15 months after that hospital experience. Only 15 months later, I was pregnant within 6 months. So, amazing story, right? So what if I had listened to the doctor that day? I can't even imagine. So where might doubt be blocking you in your life? And I want to share with you some keys, some lessons to really help you get rid of the doubt, wipe it right out of your life, and live with determination. So key number 1 is this. There are no mistakes. No mistakes. There are lessons along the way. The way you learn in your life is the process of trying. So what I want to say about that is you won't know what you don't know until you try and learn what doesn't work or what's not working, right? So you think about Thomas Edison and, 1,000 times before he figured out how to create the light bulb, and nothing distracted him from being so determined to do that, right? He had determination, not doubt. And what he would say to people when they would say, how long are you going to keep doing that? He'd say, I've just figured out 999 ways how not to create the light bulb, right? So he lived with that mission in his mind and his heart, and to say, I am determined to do this. And he considered every one of those a lesson. He learned something else on how not to do it. The same thing applies to you in anything and everything that you do. There are no mistakes. There are lessons along the way. Jack Canfield and Mark Victor Hansen, who wrote Chicken Soup for the Soul, they wrote this amazing series, sold 500 million copies of the book. They were turned down by 144 publishers. They didn't make mistakes along the way. They didn't have doubt. They had determination. So realize there are no mistakes. You're going to be learning lessons along the way. So stay determined. Key number 2 is you already know everything that you need to know. You just need to catch up to the knowing. And how I want to explain this is, maybe I share this in another episode, but I love sharing this because it really is such a good example of the way we evolve as human beings. As babies, we're born on our back, then we learn to roll over, then we learn to get up and crawl on our knees and our hands, and then we learn to pull ourselves up, and then we learn to take that first step, and then that second step, and eventually we're walking and wobbling, and eventually we're walking more confidently and stronger, and then we start to run and skip and jump and do all the other things that we start to do. Well, the entire time that we're doing that, we are falling down and getting back up, right? We're falling down and getting back up, falling down and getting back up. But we're not doubting ourselves. We are determined. We are determined to go for whatever that thing is that we want. We're determined to crawl to our mommy or our daddy or our teddy bear or anything that we want, right? We get our eyes locked on it and we are so focused on it, and we move with determination. Doubt isn't in the vicinity at all. But that learning process, that knowing process, that ability to walk was within you the entire time. You knew how to do it, but you had to catch up to the knowing. So that's how we need to process and live and move through our lives. Whatever it is you're doing, if you're learning how to play a musical instrument, or you're starting a new job or a new career and you're pivoting it and switching it to something you've never done before, of course you don't know how to do it right away, but you learn the skill sets. The ability to do it is there. So move through whatever it is you want with determination that you will achieve your outcome. You will get the outcome if you truly believe and you move with determination. Don't let doubt come in. Doubt will stop you in your tracks. Doubt will create procrastination. Doubt will slow down your manifestation process and your outcomes that you want. So don't allow doubt to come in. Move through it with determination and know that you already know how to do it. You just need to catch up to the knowing. And now another key is this, and I can't emphasize this enough. You are enough. You are enough. You are so worthy and deserving of anything and everything that you want. And anything in your past that has made you feel less than this worthy, extraordinary being, just as you are, with what I call perfect imperfection, works in progress, and works in art. You are enough. You are absolutely deserving of whatever it is you want. No limits, no judgment. And you're worthy to have it. So move through your life with determination. Don't doubt your capacity and your ability and your worthiness and your deservingness, because just by being here, you are enough and you are worthy of it. So live with determination. You have dreams, you have goals, you have desires, you have wants. Live with determination. Move through your life determined to achieve those wants. You know, Bob Proctor said, want is the only prerequisite for making a decision. I love that. I love that quote so much. So know what it is you want and be determined and go after it. Don't give up on it. If it's something that truly means something to you, be determined to get it. Like my having children was something that was so important to me. So be determined. Where there is a will, there is a way, I promise you. And anything that anyone tells you that is contrary to that is basing that on history, like my doctor did, past history. They don't understand your will and your determination. So get rid of doubt, erase that word out of your vocabulary every time you feel yourself feeling doubt or starting to say, I doubt I can do that, or anything around doubt, catch it and go, I'm determined. I'm living with determination. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. And if this is the first one you're catching, be sure to go back and catch the other episodes and learn the top 6 words that you need to remove out of your life to really start manifesting more happiness, joy, and fulfillment. Because I'm telling you, when you change your language, your life will change. So this is Diane Forster. I want to encourage you to follow me on social media at Diane Forster Official, and please go to my website and opt in for my free money manifestation mantra, because I know that 80% of what people worry about and are concerned about has to do with money. So it is filled, every word is intentional to help you become a money magnet in under 5 minutes a day. And I focus a lot on language in there, and you're going to start creating new neural pathways so you can start becoming a money magnet. How awesome is that? All right, that's it for this week's episode. Thank you so much for being here. It means the world to me, and I'll catch you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.